Hey folks, today's video is about watermarking your documents. So if you've ever had to make a copy with the word draft across it, or sometimes you would get an image from a photographer where it would have proof just so you didn't steal the image. Sometimes they watermark their name across the image. That's kind of what this does. Let's start with this. I got a couple temporary documents I stole offline, just made copies of them, just for the example of this. So I'm going to run a shortcut on a quick actions. It's called finals to proof. It's the 7th version. I made a couple other ones, but this one finally does where whatever you type in this next field is what's going to show up. So you run a shortcut and it comes up here and it says, what do you want across the image? So for this one here, let's say these were confidential documents that you had to send out somewhere. So you put confidential. I'm going to hit done, and it asked me to pick the files. So let's go back to my desktop and working. Grab these 3 that I just showed you. Now when I run this, as soon as I select these, because I put confidential, it's going to make a folder inside this folder, because this is the main directory where it came from. It's going to make a folder called confidential. It's going to take these files, open them up, put the word confidential across it in big letters, and then it's also going to rename them as under the original name _confidential. And whatever you type in that field in the beginning is what the folder, what the files are all going to be named, and what it's going to say across them. So within 3 seconds, you click it, type it, pick the files you want. So I grab these 3 here. I'll hit open, and within seconds, you'll see the folder pop up. It'll say confidential. When I open that folder, they're still coming in. There's 1, 2, and there's the 3rd one. So now they say the original name, D132 or whatever, _confidential. Same up here, same with this one. So now I open them in quick look. You can see the word confidential is put all across it on a 45-degree angle. All right, and let's go back here. Let me show you another one. As I mentioned with the photographer, if you wanted to add the word proof across it. These are some images that I created using AI for another project I'm bringing up, that if you have to name files and name a bunch of them and sort them, and this is going to take all of these images and it's going to resort them and rename them based on a spreadsheet. It's going to link one spreadsheet to another. That way you don't have to click the files. It would automatically rename them all. So if you're interested in that, subscribe, and that'll be coming up soon. But for right now, I'm just going to run the shortcut. What I want across, we'll just do proof. Hit done, and it's going to come back and ask me for these files. So I'm going to go to those downloaded pictures, and I'll just grab, let's say, the last 4 of these things. So it's 1598, 1599, 1600, and 1601 PNG. What's going to happen is when I hit OK, it's going to make that folder, put an _proof on the end, and it's going to put all of them into a proof folder. Proof folder should be showing up. There's the proof folder. Open those up, and as you can see, they're strolling in now. And the word proof is across the front. And they're also called _proof, and they're in a proof folder inside that same folder. Okay, so I'm going to show you how it's made. This is a quick overview. It's not exactly how to use this, but it's showing you how it was built or what it's built with. So each one of these shortcuts has its own extra little features. All these little actions are added in. So the first one I added was ask for text, because I want to know what you want across the image, and that's what the question says. What do you want across the image? Show more. You can put a default answer there. If you always wanted to say draft, these comments are just stuff that I left for myself, because you got to keep track of where you're at or why stuff's working or not working. Okay, so here it sets a variable. I called it overlay text to whatever you named it. It's just so I remembered what I was the variable is for. So it's set the variable overlay text, and right now that's just a name for what's in that field of what the person typed. And you want to overlay that, set the variable overlay text to provide an input, so to the file that came in. So it's select the file, and you go show more here, select multiple. So that's why I was able to select three of those PDFs and do the same thing to it. And you got a repeat. So inside this repeat, you got repeat and end repeat. Anything in here, these 5 steps here, are exactly what's going to repeat for each file that you selected. And that's all it's doing, is just repeating the same steps. It runs through them all, does it to that file, and it repeats for every one that it knows that you selected. So it's getting the parent directory of the repeat item. We're going to set another variable called parent path, and that we're going to set it to the parent directory. So the next level up from wherever folder or wherever file was at, it's going to go one level up. So that's going to put it inside the same folder. We're going to convert the repeat item to a PDF, which doesn't work. It actually makes it a PNG. But I think because it's an overlay and it's being flattened, it doesn't save it as a PDF, because that would make it editable. So I think that's why it's making it a PNG file. Overlay, the overlay text. So here's the variable again. You're going to overlay the overlay text onto the converted image at the center. And if I hit show more, here's where all the things are different. Now it was magenta that we were using. So I was changing that, messing around with stuff. But if you change this back, well, you know what? Let me just make it green, and I will run it again to show you. So if we make it green, there is no save function in here, which is nice until you do something and realize you just broke it. That's why I had the comments at the top. So now it'll be green and proportionate. You can make it an absolute size, but right now I have it trying to fit across the width, or angled at a 45-degree angle. That's what the rotation is. It's going to save image with text to the parent directory, which is back into the folder that it created. All right, so let's try this. We'll just run it one more time. And what I want to cross it, we'll just call this green. Call it green now. We'll just do these top 2. Open. Back in here, you should see a folder called green. When I open these images up, that word is green. So all of it is editable. Download this from a link in the video. And if you have any questions or comments, I would love to hear problems you run into or things I might be able to fix for you on the channel. All right. Thank you.